Okay, so we're just gonna try this, see what happens. Mom life happened, so I apologize to everybody. I am so sorry. My daughter woke up early this morning, and it has just been a crazy morning. But I have a couple guests on um, today, so I'm gonna have a couple of them on if they will still be on. I know I'm super late, so I apologize for that. Um, let's see if we can get the first guest on here. There we go. Hi. It's nice to see you. You might have your microphone turned off. Maybe look in the bottom of the screen and see. It should tell you. There we go. I don't know why I am not hearing you. It's so weird. I don't know why I can't hear you. Strange. Can you hear me okay? Oh, that's so weird. My volume is all the way up. My mic is on. That is weird. Maybe I'll try removing you and then I'll try re-adding you and see if that works. I'm sorry, Chris. So let's try that again. I don't know why that wasn't working. We're going to try this again. Add to stream. Okay, let's try again. Oh, I hear a little bit of something. I don't know. Might be where you're at. Maybe the signal. Though it looks like you're in a clear area. Do you have anything on your phone? Are you holding anything? No. Wow, that is so weird. Oh my goodness. I do not know. I'm not sure. I don't have anything on my phone. I don't have any headsets in or nothing plugged in. This is so strange. Well, let's see. Can't hear them. Try fixing. We're trying to fix the audio, so I'm seeing if it'll work here. Oh yes. Do you have any headphones by chance? Okay. It is all good. I am happy that you guys are even here. I am a wreck this morning and completely behind and everything. My daughter woke up, so she is in here with me. Hi, baby. Hi. Sit down, okay? After jump on. No, jump. Don't jump. Don't jump. Sit right there, okay? Okay. You do a very good job. It was an early morning. Come, baby. Yeah. Sit there, okay? Okay. Sit on that. No, don't sit on that. Oh, careful. Sorry. Excuse me. Let me help you. Okay. Sit down, baby. I don't want to stand you tiger on the neighbor. Okay. I still can't hear you. I don't know what is wrong. I know it says, when I say I can't hear you, it says there could be a bug in Safari or it can be an issue with the guest mic. Let's see. I wonder if I can try signing out and going on a different, maybe trying on Google. Maybe if it's an issue with Safari, maybe that's the problem. Here, babe. Oh, sorry. Mom life. Okay, let's see. I'm going to try going out and going into Google and seeing if that works. Okay, well, apparently it won't let me go onto Google. StreamYard only works with Firefox and Safari, apparently. So we're going to try this again, and I'm hoping that we can get some sound. So let's see. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
It's lovely to finally hear you.
Yes.
So, how are you?
Love the technique. I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing great, minus the technical difficulties.
Oh, that's a never-ending battle. When I started my first live on YouTube, it took me about 10 live streams to figure out where this audio glitch was coming in the background.
Yeah.
Thought it was like that, and come to find out, it's because I had the volume up on my laptop. All I had to do was turn the volume down on my laptop, and it stopped catching feedback.
Yeah. I hate that.
Took 10 streams to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. I started to pull out my computer because this wasn't working, and then my computer wasn't working, so I was like, oh, great. But
Right.
I will let you go ahead and introduce yourself and kind of say a little bit about yourself and who you are, where you're at, and all that good stuff.
All right. Well, I'm Chris, bar none off grid. I mean, I guess the most simplest thing is me and my family. We used to live the corp in the city in northern Utah, Salt Lake to be exact. And I worked as a chemist. My wife worked as a retail assistant manager, and corporate was just killing us. We hated it. You know, we barely got to spend time with each other because I worked days and she worked nights. And we were just barely scraping by just to pay other people's bills. We're over it. So we just decided one day we all our stuff, sold everything we need, bought some property, auto and left.
Nice.
Yeah, and we've been here for 5 years now, and now we just live on our homestead. We grow food, raise animals, and kind of live the way we want to live.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's really been great.
That's really cool. That's my dream one day, is to just move and have like a bunch of land and be able to just have like grow my own food, have animals, have our own like secure like space, you know?
Right.
Let the kids run wild, you know?
Yeah, that's how my son is. He runs around barefooted everywhere, and he's got the toughest feet on a kid I have ever seen. Like, we have goat heads and thorns and all kinds of crazy crap out on the ground here, and he runs around barefooted, unscathed.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Yeah, that was me when I was a kid. I was always running around barefooted. I hated wearing shoes, but I grew up down in California. And down there, that we had like tons of goat heads and tons of thorns like everywhere. Yeah. I was always getting them stuck in my feet. It hurts so bad.
Yeah, they're brutal.
Yeah, so he's definitely tough. Those things are no joke. I remember when I moved up, because I live in Oregon now, and there's like no goat heads or anything around here. And so I would talk to people about them, and they'd always be like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, whoa, what are goat heads? Like, what is that? I'm like, they're stickers. They hurt really bad.
Yeah. Well, if you look at them like a goat head.
Yeah, exactly. With really nasty horns. But yeah, so I was really excited to have you on here because I had looked at your page a little bit, and I had seen that you're
awesome.
You know, doing the whole like, you know, off-grid style living, and I really like that. I'm part hippie by heart, so you know, that always excites me. And then to hear that you left corporate, now that like interests me now even more. So how long were you working in corporate for?
In all honesty, it was only about 5 years. I did construction most of my life, and I ran my own businesses. And in the crash of 2008, you know, I decided in 2010 to go back to school, and I went back to school and got my degree in professional chemistry.
Oh, nice.
So I started working as a senior chemist in a lab for a major mining corporation that manufactures equipment, but I did all the assay work for precious metals for a lot of the major mines around the country. And I really liked that I did there. I just hated the corporate atmosphere in the company. It's just like they want so much out of you that it almost like you're not yourself anymore. Like they own you.
Yeah.
And I was just done. Ow, cat, ow. That's not nice. Socks. Oh. Socks.
Oh, hi, Kitty. Oh, it's cutie. Yeah, I hear that from a lot of people, that it's just the constraints of like not even being able to be yourself, not being able to put in your own input, feeling like you're not valued as like a person. You're just another number in a company.
Yeah.
And I feel like after COVID happening, I feel like a lot of businesses are starting to change a little bit more, where they're starting to realize like they need to think about their people a little bit more.
I think you're right.
Businesses that aren't doing that, some of them are starting to fail and go bankrupt now. And,
right.
Yeah, and it's like because they never prioritize their people in any way.
You know, not running my own businesses too, that, you know, a little appreciation to goes a long way. You know, just going out of your way just every once in a while just to let them know, hey, you know, you're doing a really good job and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, that literally can make an employee's day. They'll be happy to work their ass off for months after that.
Yeah, exactly. My husband and I were actually just talking about that, because at his work, he's a mechanic, and he is like, he's basically like the top mechanic in his shop. They test like their efficiency rates and stuff. And my husband's efficiency since he started working there has been like 85 and above, even when he's had to take off time from work to come help care for me with my dialysis and stuff. And everybody else in the shop, their efficiency is like 60, 50, 30, 20.
Right.
You know, there's like 4 other guys in the shop. But he, in the beginning, I noticed that he was like super pumped about going to work. He was like happy about it, and he would come home and he would feel happy about what he did. And he would tell me like his boss would like come over to him and be like, wow, like, you know, you're really kicking ass, or you're really doing a good job. Like, you know, this is awesome. Like, we need more people like you. And, you know, and how do you do this so fast? And how are you getting this job done like so quickly? And just lots of positive reinforcement, you know? And then I think with the whole like stress of COVID and everything like that, I feel like maybe his boss has been pretty stressed out, and like there's been a lot of added like kind of stresses in the work and negativity. And I've noticed that he's not always like super pumped all the time like he used to be. And I was like talking to him about it, and I was like, well, does your boss still like, you know, does he say like, you know, positive things or uplifting things to you and stuff like that? And he's like, no, not really. He's like, here lately, he's just like, oh, we got to get this done, and it needs to be done faster, and we got to get this in, and, you know, like work harder.
Right.
And be here. And he's like, dude, I'm giving you like all I got. And like the efficiency just came out again, and he was at like 85% still. And he's like,
yeah.
He's like, I'm still doing a good job. Like, I don't understand why they're, you know, so on top of me. Like, you know, and I'm like, yeah, it makes no sense. And it's like, even he was saying, like, positive reinforcement is nice. Like, that it helps people. Like, if you just let your employees know, like, you're doing a good job and we appreciate you, they're going to work harder. Like, they're going to do a better job. But
every
people
time
don't feel valued, they're going to be like, screw this. Like, why the heck am I even here? Like, you know.
Exactly. And that's kind of how corporate life is most people don't feel valued, and you're just a number on a piece of paper, and it's to want to stay motivated in a company that just looks at you as a number.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like that's that's part of why I got like the whole idea to kind of create like the agency that I want to create and everything that I'm doing, because I just see, especially I guess like in the creative aspect, people who make things and like singers and artists and writers and people like
Yeah.
that, I feel like they more so are treated as like their piece, as their piece of art or their piece of music or whatever. That's what's important, and not really them as a person. So
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
always just like, when's your next piece of content, or when's your next art? When's the music? Like, give it to me, give me more, you know. And the people are like,
Right.
you know, oh wait, like I'm kind of having some issues right now, or like, you know, or someone in my family just passed away and I need some time to, you know, and people are like, oh, like they get all frustrated about it, you know. But
Right. They're
especially
still
in
people.
business. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like I've realized, especially people in like corporate industries, you know, if you try and explain to them like, hey, something's, you know, kind of happening right now. I actually don't have a bunch of my, you know, songs ready for you right now. I don't have a bunch of my art ready for you at the moment, but I'll have it ready in a couple days. Like, they get really upset with you, and they're like, okay, well, we're just gonna like pull the contract then, or, you know.
Right.
And it can be very frustrating. I know, especially for artists and people who are trying to, that is their sole way of living. You know, that's what they've done.
Right.
So
Right.
I feel like if I was to create some type of agency where it was like, we represent the creative person and we represent the individual, to where when you go out somewhere, you are protected by us, and if anybody mistreats you, they have to deal with our company. And like, you know, you are paid a set amount that you are paid. We have a contract set in place. Like, this is how our people will be treated, and this is what you will do, and you will follow through with it. And, you know, like, I want to value people over the profits. Like, that's the whole main
Right.
thing. Like, I feel like we need
No,
to connect people more.
That's a great idea.
Thank you. I know I
How
don't
far
think
in-
years, but
Hey, like Gary says, you know, you got to think long term.
yeah, which is my goal. I'm like, this could take, you know, 5, 10, 20 years, but like, it's something that it's something I keep circling back to. So I feel like it's something that like I need to do, because I've been talking about it for years, and I've talked about it with my
Right.
husband, and he's like, it's a great idea, like you should do it. And I've talked with a lot of creatives about it, and a lot of them definitely feel undervalued, or, you know, they struggle in their life, or they struggle, even just people who struggle finding their passion. Like, I want to eventually have like this huge hub of center where we can like invite different creatives in, and we can share what we know with people. Like, hey, come to this class, like I'm going to teach you how to like do some art digitally, or go over here and my husband can teach you how to weld, or how to make knives, or how to, you know, work with metal. Like, or, you know, we can go here and I have a friend, she can work with you on singing or songwriting, or, you know, all kinds of other things. Like,
Right. Yeah. I mean, everyone obviously has an innate skill or talent that they can help other people with.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, and I think I've been seeing a lot more like creativity like coming out of people, especially with like, I think a lot of people being stuck inside with COVID and everything. They're like, I'm stuck in this house, like what do I do? So, you know, a lot of people turn to being creative and making things, and I think a lot of people realize like you can tap into that creative side. Like, everybody has it. You just have to tap into it and
Right.
work on that muscle, you know.
And in a weird way, you know, COVID gave everyone that, you know, that opportunity to kind of seek, because when you've got nothing else to do. I mean, before COVID, is, you know, life, work, kids, all this in the way of personal interests that, you know, you have a long time ago.
Yeah.
And now that we had all that time back, people have been able to explore again.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's actually been great, you know, for a lot of people. Some people not so great, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But it's like Gary was saying, you know, this could be, you know, the reset that we all needed. Like, you know, like, yeah, there's a lot of devastation, a lot of bad things have happened. People are obviously very sick, but, you know, it's Like sometimes it's necessary to go through a hard time or to go through a rough patch in order for things to kind of become better again.
Right. It puts everything into it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it put a lot of things into perspective for a lot of people, because a lot of people realize, like, wow, like, you know, I need to be thankful for what I have. Like,
without a doubt.
yeah.
I mean, COVID was bad for us out here. Because I mean, obviously we're bladed in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it's still going into the cities. Like, it really became a shocker for us when, like, we didn't even know what was going on, and we went to go grocery shopping once, like, I don't know, about 6-8 weeks ago, and we had to come all the way back home 2.5 hours because we didn't have a mask and they wouldn't let us in the store.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. I see people even still today. I mean, that it's been going on for so long. I see people all the time when we go to the store. My husband always goes in, and I just will wait in the car with the kids. And
right.
He goes in, and I see people just like standing outside. And I'm always like, I don't know why they're standing outside. And I asked him, I was like, why are those people like standing outside? And he's like, because they don't have masks. Like they can't go inside. And I was like, oh, but there's always people just like standing outside. And I was like, it's so interesting. Like, you would think that maybe they would be able to like give out masks or something. I mean, I know we're on like a mask shortage or something, but
right.
I don't know. You'd think if it's mandatory.
Well, see, where I'm confused, if 6 foot social distancing works, then why a mask?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know, if anyone's been in a store lately, there's lines everywhere to keep people apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's weird and confusing to me all the time.
I know. There's so many like different rules and like different things that are going on, and I'm just like, wait, like, so this is okay, but this isn't? I'm confused. So I was actually went to go get food the other night, and I drove past this restaurant, and I saw it was like really full. There was a lot of people in there, and there was a lot of people outside too. So there were people inside and outside. Nobody had a mask on. Nobody. None of them. The workers, I guess, had masks on, but none of the people who were like dining there had masks on. And there was like groups of people, and they were all very close to each other. Definitely not, you know, sitting
right. 6 feet apart.
Yeah. So we drove by, and I'm like, wait, so that's okay though? Like, if you're eating, you can gather with people and talk and not have a mask on or anything because you're eating, you know? But
right.
If you're out somewhere, like going in a store, going to go grab something real fast, you have to be masked like everywhere else you go. I was like, it's just
confusing. Way confusing.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
we went to a restaurant. It's probably a good month ago now. Mm-hmm. Again, we didn't have masks, so they wouldn't let us in. But when we walked into the lobby, the entire restaurant was hermetically sealed. There was plastic everywhere, down every aisle, in between every booth, and it's like everything's plasticed off.
Yeah.
Why again a mask? Like, no one can even, you know, hear or breathe anywhere near each other.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's just kind of in this state of panic where they're like, we don't know what to do, but we're going to do something. Like, we don't know what. So everybody just wear masks and everybody just stay away from each other. So that's what we're going to do for right now.
Right.
But I can't wait until this all is just finally over. Like, I'm glad for the reset. I'm glad for the time to focus and regain. Like, if COVID never happened, I would have never gotten to talk to Gary. So, I mean,
me either.
Yeah, I'm super thankful for that. But you know, amazing things happen. So, but
yes, there's been a lot of positive stuff out of it. That's for sure.
Yeah. But I definitely can't wait to just be able to just go out and not have to worry about it. Let my kids go out and play at the park, not have to worry about other kids and people coming over. And
Right.
it's weird at the park. Like when you have kids now, it's kind of
Yeah.
weird. So you go and take your kids to the park because before there was all this caution tape around all the playgrounds and stuff. Well, they took it all
Right.
down so the kids can go play now. But it's weird because when you're there and you have your kids there playing, I have 3 kids. So my kids can kind of take over the playground. And they get there and they're like playing. And whenever there's any other little kids there, like the last time we went, the dad came over and like grabbed his kids and just took them and left. And I was
Right.
like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know if we did something wrong. They're just playing, like, and they were saying hi and wanting to talk to the other little kids and stuff. But they haven't seen other little kids in a while, so.
Right. And excited. Like my son is the same way. And I have 2 kids. My daughter's 14 and my son is 9.
Yeah.
And since he could walk, he has been a people person.
Uh-huh.
And he can make friends with anyone, and he just gets excited meeting new people. And
Yeah.
he's always been used to like running up and just starting up questions with random individuals. And now it's like a bad scene out of The Walking Dead. They think you have the plague and run the other way.
Yeah, exactly. My oldest son is autistic, and he's 8, and
Yeah.
he loves people, and he loves like talking to people all the time and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, these are games. Those are games, baby. Sorry. And now, because I've had to like, he's heard things, and we've explained to him about the sickness. He obviously knows because his school stopped, and he was really upset about that and everything.
Right.
And then now, whenever he sees somebody anywhere, he's always like, "No, stay away! There's a sickness. Go away!
Oh,
Get
no.
away from me! You have germs. Get
Oh.
away!" And I'm like, it's okay, bud. It's okay. Like, they're not sick, no, it's okay. And he's like, you don't
Right.
know that. They could be sick. You don't know. I'm like, oh gosh. But it's like, it kind of like hurts because I'm like, I hope this doesn't like take away from his like, being so, friendly and talkative. with people,
Right.
But
Right. And that's what I'm concerned about is, how it's going to impact interactions in the future. Is people are ever going to talk to people again is, digitally.
yeah.
So that's what's kind of, I don't know, in a weird way dystopian about it, because
Yeah.
like people need legitimate actual physical interaction, and it's almost like that has been completely stripped away from all of us now.
Yeah, especially, I feel like especially kids who have special needs and stuff.
Exactly.
With my son, he was in school, he was getting his behavioral therapy. He was also receiving physical therapy and, other types of therapies as well, to try and help him manage his anger and his behavior and his outbursts and his meltdowns. He's high functioning, and he does really, really good. He's very social. He talks a lot all the time. But thank you, baby.
It was on the ground.
Okay, thank you. But when he gets frustrated or when he gets mad, he doesn't know how to control his emotions. So he
Right.
just kind of loses it, and he'll start hitting. Like, he'll hit me, he'll start punching me and scratching me, and he's starting to get really big. So I'm like, look, what am I
Right.
going to do when he's a teenager, And
Mhm.
it was really helpful when I had all these people that were like helping and working with him and stuff. And since COVID stopped, everything stopped. His therapy stopped, everything.
Right.
He doesn't understand really, why. So he gets upset and he gets frustrated about that because, kids who are autistic, they really thrive on routine and schedules and stuff.
Well, and all kids do,
Yeah.
but I would imagine him even more so.
Yeah. And so when
Yeah.
his schedule kind of got taken away from him,
Right.
it was really hard for him for a while. And so now I'm trying to like reacclimate him, because now what we're doing here is we're going to have to do online schooling for a while. So I'm trying to get him back into like wanting to do that and trying to be excited about it. Because at first he was like, this is dumb, I don't want to do it. And
Right.
you know, he's like, oh, I'll listen to a story. But once he actually had to do work, he was like, no, I don't want to do it. This is dumb. So
Yeah, it took us about a year to get our son used to homeschooling, because we actually started homeschooling last year. Just because there were problems with school, and we didn't like and they were starting to take things and things they were doing and saying to children. We didn't think were a good thing, so we decided to homeschool. And then COVID hit, and we were like, well, at least we already got a jump start on the homeschooling, and kind of have a routine down there.
Yeah.
We didn't have to drastically change anything in that respect, because he was already used to it. So.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Turn it down, baby. Sorry.
You're fine.
That's too loud. Sorry, my daughter keeps turning up the volume.
Yeah. As my son hasn't popped his head up behind me a few times. He camera.
Yeah, kids. I mean, it's parent life. What do? It's like
Exactly.
People are like, oh, how do you do it all? How do you manage it all? How do you manage being a parent and trying to work and trying to, do your art and also dialysis and everything else? And for me, it's just like, there's no choice. There's no, like, for me, it's like
that's life.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. And I'm like, this is what, like, for one, dialysis, I have to do it to survive. So if I don't do it, then I won't survive.
Right.
I'm going to take it away. No! Okay, don't turn it up. It's too loud. You want to be what? Up a little?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up a lot.
Oh, too cute.
Oh, yeah. She's 4, and she already tries to talk me into things. It's just a little, Mom, just a little. Like, yeah.
Yeah, kids are smarter than most people give them credit for. They if they can trick you into something, they are master manipulators.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So fake crying and all the things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've had so many people look at me in public, back when we could go out in public, because my oldest son, who's autistic, he would have a meltdown or something, and I would just take him and we would just walk away.
Right.
There's his doctors and all the people we work with, they always say, the best thing to do in that situation is to just remove him from that area, because obviously something there is stressing him out or making him upset. So just take him away from it. And I would just pick him up and walk away so many times, and so many people would just be like, oh wow, like your kid needs a spanking, or he needs to learn how to listen and all this stuff. And it's like, no, he understands more than you think he does, and I'm not just gonna hit him, because that's not gonna teach him anything,
Right.
There you go, baby.
Exactly.
Emma.
You are Emma.
Yeah, well, it's I hate to use this reference, but I'm going to anyway. It's kind of like, with animals and training animals, they respond better to positive reinforcement versus, a physical hand. You don't want your kids to fear your hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a time and a place. Sometimes a kid does need a good spanking, If they're, say, 12 years old and they stole something from the store, I'm probably going to pull my kid's pants down and spank his ass. But,
Yeah, that's
if it's over a disagreement or they're not getting their way, that's, no, that's no excuse.
Yeah, exactly. We do timeouts a lot, so. Which
actually, I find
very long.
Right. I find stripping them of their technology rights is probably the most effective form of punishment these days.
Yep. I would have to agree.
Take away the tablet, the phone.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with my son, it's either his Power Ranger or the tablet. So
Right.
I'll be like, well,
Right.
no tablet today, bud. And he's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, man, no.
Right. See, it's Roblox for my kid. He
Oh.
loves playing Roblox. And
Oh, yeah.
if he loses that right, world is over.
Oh, no. Yeah, my 8-year-old, he just recently discovered Roblox. And he's getting obsessed. So.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, we're going to have to start buying a bunch of all the Roblox stuff now. And some of that stuff is so expensive. I'm like, man, these people are making a killing off of these kids.
Right. They got this thing called Robux, so you can buy stuff instead of actually doing chores and earning. My kid's always like, what can I do to make money?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's already got
That's
that
good.
little entrepreneurial spirit, but
Yeah.
he only wants to do it so he can spend it all on Roblox. I'm like, no, you need to learn how to save your money first and make important decisions with your money and learn how to save it and then appropriately, not just make it to spend it.
Yeah.
Especially on something like Roblox. But
Yeah.
he's 9, so we're working on it.
Oh, Emma. You love Roblox. Yeah. You're so
And
I think all kids do.
Yeah.
Apple
Yeah,
juice.
probably. Yeah, my son is, my middle son, he's really obsessed with Legos right now.
My brother.
Yep.
And he wants this huge Lego set, and it's like $300. I'm like,
Right.
dude.
And Sawyer.
Yeah.
I mean, Legos were expensive when I was a kid. But now that they've got all these like crazy sets, especially like the Marvel series, they're
Yeah.
like even more expensive now. It's nuts.
Yeah.
150 pieces is like $35.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, my
Nuts.
older son, he loves pirates. Pirates are his ultimate favorite thing. They have been
Nice.
since he was like 2 years old. But he wants a pirate ship Lego thing, and it's like $600. I'm like, dude. He's like,
Is it
Mom,
that-
you need
Yeah.
to get rich so you can buy me all my Legos. I'm like, but dude. I'm like, where you come up with this?
Right. Well, in some cases, you got to be rich to buy all a lot of those Lego sets because
I
they're
know, right?
ridiculous,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it blows my mind. I'm like, Lego is just like making a killing
Right.
off of these kids. Like,
Oh well, from a marketing perspective, for them to team up with Marvel
mhm.
and go that route, like that was genius from a marketing perspective because
Oh yeah,
I mean, it almost makes me want them as an adult just because I loved the Marvel comics growing up so much.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know. I always have to put together all the Legos because my 8-year-old, he wants, when he makes his Legos, he wants them to stay that way. And if they break apart, he he like freaks out and he'll start screaming at the top of his lungs.
Right.
So we super glue them. So I will super glue them together when I build them. So I like build them all together and super glue them. And then he goes and plays with them and stuff, but he's like, I want them to be all together. They have to be together. So
That's actually a really good idea. Soon together, and they don't lose pieces, and they stay together for almost.
yeah. And then go ahead, open the door. Oh, hi. Sorry, my son just woke up.
Oh, you're fine.
Hi, bud. There you go. You gonna sit down?
Yeah, let's eat it with you.
Okay.
I'm sitting next to you.
Okay, come here. But yes, so
Oh,
another reason about the show is it is cute. Ooh, baby, don't do that. Sorry. It is Q&A Tuesday. So I wanted to ask you if there are any specific questions that you would like to ask either me or the audience. Go play your game, please.
oh.
Good morning, Sawyer. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, I wasn't prepared for that part.
That's okay. If you don't have a question, that's fine. It's totally fine. You are okay.
Yeah. You want to get put on the spot? I always draw a blank. It's not
No,
fair.
you're totally fine. I have a question for you, actually.
Okay.
So versus, because I know a lot of people are kind of stuck in the whole corporate life versus, going and deciding to do what you did and kind of just break free of that. So what ultimately helped you, I guess, to kind of like break that kind of comfort barrier? Because you were secure in a job, you had, I assume like you had a home, you had a place where you lived. Like a lot of people get in that and they feel so secure. I feel like they have a hard time, even though they don't like it and they're not happy, they have a hard time breaking that like wall of comfort,
Well, it really wasn't a wall of comfort for me, but I'd always, I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always, had my own businesses and for myself. That was the longest I've actually someone entirely.
Oh yeah.
So that made it a little easier, but it was also, a false sense of security in my opinion, working for a corporation because, a lot of companies were going through late time, and any day be that person that gets laid off.
Yeah.
So whether you feel you have secure job or not, if the boss decides that you're expendable.
Yeah.
So there really is true security in a job unless you own it and you're running it. And then it's purely up to you. So that definitely made my decision a lot easier to break away from.
Yeah.
Was just the sheer fact that I knew I had no true security in that job.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. And that makes sense. Like you have such an entrepreneurial like mindset. So, it seems only natural that you would kind of like break against that, and kind of go do your own thing. So
and not all people are that way either.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of friends that their career employees, like their dream job was to get a job with the county, sit on a shovel, and collect their retirement one day, after working there for 50 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some people, that's just how some people are, and that's understandable. We can't all be the boss, otherwise there's no one to do the work.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So.
No. Yeah, no, that completely makes sense. I find it just interesting how many people, I guess, kind of trap themselves in their own mind, in their own mentality. There's a lot of people who say like, oh, I wish I could just quit everything and go move like off grid or go
right.
Live that free lifestyle, as they call it, or whatever, not tied down to corporate, not tied down to having to do the business or do the job and all this stuff. And it's like, you could just go do it. Like, do it then. But so many people are like, oh, no, I couldn't do that. And they're so stuck. And I'm always curious as to like that unlock in people who have switched.
Yeah. I mean, and it is a scary thing when you go from, living what society calls a normal life and change that entire perspective of what you view to be a normal life, which is this for us now.
Yeah.
And to make that to go from working a normal job, collecting your paycheck, paying bills, going to the grocery store once a week, and all that, to literally day is different. Half the food that you eat throughout the year, you grow in a garden, raising animals to put meat in the freezer and things like that. It's definitely just never experienced anything like that. Could be the scariest thing they'll ever fucking go through.
Yeah.
But worth every second of it, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I think it's amazing. A lot of people that I have seen who have left corporate and have gone off grid, I know a good handful of people who have left and moved up. They live up in the mountains now. They have like their own farm and all this stuff. They are immensely happier now.
Right.
it's a huge difference in the people that they are. Like they used to be so stressed out and so just like some of them even had like some health issues that were going on, and now that they're at home, it's better. They're a lot better now.
Yeah. Stress is a killer.
Yeah.
I think stress more people a year than COVID does.
Yes. I would agree. I learned that a long time ago. Sit down, babe. With my doctor, he told me, because whenever I would get high blood pressure, I had a kidney transplant when I was 15. So my doctor told me, if you are ever in like stressful situations, or if you are ever feeling yourself getting really, really stressed out, I need you to try and just remove yourself from that situation, or try and get yourself to go do something else, because go ahead, open the door, go ahead. Because if you are overly stressed out, it will cause damage to your kidney. Because when your blood pressure goes up, it causes damage to it causes damage to your organs in your body and things like that. So, okay, sit down, baby.
Well, which is a funny thing, because stress is obviously a thought process, right? You're the one who thinks those thoughts that make you stressed, and stress obviously can make you sick. Yeah. So at the same time, those same thoughts, change them and heal yourself at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of what you think and how you think and perspective, and most people can actually completely reverse a lot of their health issues just by changing how they think about things.
Yeah, exactly. I could not agree any more with what you just said. I love everything that you just said. Exactly.
Who are you?
Yeah.
His name is Chris.
Hello.
Can you say hi? Say hi, Chris.
Hi.
You're Barbie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also why I'm so excited to try and like talk with people, because so many people are stuck in this negative perspective, and all they really need is that switch. All they need is that like unlock,
Right.
And it's weird for me, because a lot of people, I don't know, I feel like I had an interesting perspective, I guess, at a younger age, because when I was first diagnosed with my illness, the way my mom had explained it to me was that I was terminally ill. So, which I guess wasn't exactly the case. I mean, if I was to go without any treatment, then yeah, it would be terminally ill. But thank God there is treatment. I have dialysis. Ultimately, I could have a kidney transplant, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not just like, boom, into life. But when I got told that at 12, I was like, oh my God, like it's the end of life. Like,
that's a mind job for a young teenager.
Yeah, my mom was like, and the way that she was acting was like it was serious. She was crying all the time, like every day. She was really sad, and like I didn't understand what was going on. Also, like I come from parents who dealt with drug abuse and alcohol abuse, things like that. So they weren't always there. They weren't always like explaining to me what was going on and things like that. So as a kid, I was just like, well, I guess my life's over now. And I was like, I guess I'll just enjoy the time that I have. Like, what else am I gonna do? I was like, I was sad about it for a while, and I cried and I was upset, and then I was like, but this isn't doing anything for me. I was like, I'm not. No. Even if I am gonna die tomorrow or something, like sitting here crying, this is a waste. Like I'm wasting whatever time I do.
Valuable time.
Like And I'm like, so I was like, I'm just gonna hang out with my friends and play like with my stepbrother, and like I'm just gonna live life and do what I do. And I ended up getting a electronic spending spree from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So I mean that was really cool. Hold on, but what do you need to say?
We have a hole in our house.
We do, because the door hit the wall.
And I hit my head on the wall last night.
Oh, you are so full of it. But it was just interesting. So then as a teenager, I would talk to my friends and they would be like going through a breakup with their boyfriend or something, and they'd be like, oh, it's the end of the world, like, hey guys, stop. Emma, go play on the tablet. Okay, thank you.
I guess I do. I guess I do have a question. Spawn a question.
No, go
after
ahead.
you.
Go ahead.
So, how would you say that? Obviously, living with your condition and having to go through dialysis, how directly in one direction or the other do you think that's changed your perspective on how you view life now?
I think it has completely changed my perspective on a lot of things. Emma, go play your game. Okay. Yeah, like even before I was on dialysis, I feel like I started taking a lot of things like for granted. Like I wasn't really appreciative of, things that I could have been. My kidney was also failing during that time, which I was building up toxins in my body. And when that happens, you can go through serious bouts of depression and anxiety and things like that. So I went through a really massive depression. I would have days where I'd be okay, and then other days where I would just be down all the time. And then I started doing dialysis, and my blood started to get cleaned more, and I started feeling a little bit better. And then I was like, what have I been doing? Like, I'm just wasting all this time because I'm sad or because I'm down, and I'm wasting my life away. Like, what am I doing? Like, this doesn't make any sense. So then I started really focusing on, like, what do I want to do? Like, what is it I'm passionate about? Like, I need to focus on what makes me happy as a person, because, like, what the heck is life about, right? Like, why are we even here? Like, to be happy, to love, to live, to enjoy what life has to offer. That's why we're here. But like,
and every moment is magical, in all honesty. Every second.
Yeah, exactly. The bad goes with the good just as much. Like, you would not appreciate the good if you didn't understand going through the bad. So it's been a complete mind shift. And then I started working on myself, and I started prioritizing myself and working on my art and working on things that made me happy. And people were like, oh, wow, I really like your art, or that's cool. And I started talking with people that worked at Vayner, and then I ended up getting on with Gary, and I was like, what is my life? What is happening? Like, there's no way this is real right now. Like, so it's just like truly like changing my perspective around, and hold on, babe, and feeling better and mentally feeling better has completely just changed everything for me. So
awesome.
What do you need to say?
I'd say, what looks like at Dora's house?
What does it look like at his house? He lives out in the country.
Do you want to see some fuzzy creatures?
There you go.
Hopefully I don't get too far away from that.
It's going to be so cool.
Yeah, you might make him cut out now. He's gonna go show you some stuff.
We'll show you some baby alpacas.
Oh wow!
That I never heard of that.
Let's see, baby alpaca. Oh, look at them! Aww. Oh, aren't they so cute? Oh my goodness! Oh, they're so adorable.
I just heard horses and cows.
Look at them! Aren't they so cute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just heard the horses.
Those are so cool. That's what I keep telling my kids. I want to just eventually have a farm and just like have all these animals. I'm such a huge animal lover. I tried convincing my husband to get a pig a little while ago, and he was like, it was some hard convincing, and he was almost there. He was almost like, all right, whatever, go ahead, I don't care. But then he was like, yeah, we might need to wait until we have some more space. So I was like, any
advice for anyone is trying to be more self-sufficient, homestead, urban homestead, go off grid, whatever.
Yeah.
If you plan on ever getting animals for food purposes,
Mm-hmm.
do not treat them like them pets.
Yeah. That would be my problem.
Otherwise, you will almost never have the wherewithal to be able to butcher them.
Yeah.
And that was the hard part for us because we got our goats because we wanted them for milk and for meat.
Uh-huh.
And then we helped birth them and raise them. And there's no way, chance in hell that I could butcher one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. My husband was saying that. He was like, because we were listing off all the animals that we wanted to first get when we get a house and some property and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I for sure want to get some goats. I want to have some chickens. You know, I want to have like a pig or two. You know, obviously a horse or something. And he's all, well, we should get a cow. And I was like, why? He's like, because that way we can eat it. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And he's like, why? I was like, because I'm going to be home all day with this cow. Like, and I'm going to be there, like, feeding it and taking care of it. And I'm going to love it. And then I'm not going to let you murder my cow. So.
Right. I mean, the only other way would be to hire a professional butcher and they would come out.
Right. That's what he said. He's all, we could just hire somebody else. I'm like, I still probably wouldn't let you take my cow.
Right.
He's like, yeah, I know. I was like, I can't. I just love them too much. I was like, if you're gonna do it, he's all fine. I'll go buy out my own pasture somewhere, and I'll go put animals there just for meat purposes. I'm like, oh gosh.
Right. Well, and to a certain degree too. I mean, it is nice when you do raise animals, your own animal food, because you know the level of care that's gone into them, and you know you've given them a much better than say you know a cow on a commercial feedlot would get. That only has like 8 square feet to move around, and that is constantly in 2 feet of just cesspool of their own feces all day long.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that is a nice part, but then you care for them to such a degree that when it does come time, it is so mentally hard to get past it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like my kids won't even eat rabbit now because we have rabbits too that we raised for meat, and they turn every one of them into pets. And when I finally butchered them, like they won't touch it. I have to trick them and tell them it's chicken.
Oh God, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't say I really blame them though. I don't know if I could eat it either.
It's definitely hard for sure. Just don't make them pets. If you plan on eating them, make them pets.
Yeah, exactly. Hey bud, go get 2 Legos. Here, you want to play a game? No. No?
I want to play it.
Oh, baby.
I want my game.
Okay. But yeah, anyways, I guess they are getting grumpy, so I guess I better get going soon. But I love having you on here, and it was lovely talking with you.
You too.
I would definitely love to talk with you more and learn more about your off-grid lifestyle.
Right.
So, because I am very curious about that. Hey, stop.
Well, anytime. Obviously, I work from home, so.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Stop. Come here. Oh, grumpy guys. Are you just grumpy? Did you wake up too early? Yeah.
Oh.
My game.
Okay.
Why his beard was so weird.
He's got a long beard. Are you jealous? Yeah.
That's a weird.
You're silly. But yeah.
I used to shave every day.
Oh really?
Show us more.
Yeah, my husband has to shave every day. Otherwise, he'd have so much face hair.
Showing
Yeah.
us more animals.
We'll see more later, okay? We gotta go make breakfast. So, can you tell Chris? Hey, can you say it was nice having you on? Yeah.
Thank you. It was nice. It was nice meeting you all.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day to talk with me and dealing with our craziness.
My pleasure. I enjoyed it.
I look forward to talking to you
Craziness and all.
more. I know we
Sounds-
have another guest on, but we were running a little late today, so I'll have to rearrange with her again.
Okay.
But maybe we'll get on again here later. Who knows?
Perfect.
But all right. Well, you have a good day, Chris, and thank you so much for being on.
All right. Thank you, Dee. Appreciate it.
All right. Anytime. Have a good one.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, everyone. I am sorry that everything is crazy. Mom life. I don't know how else to explain it other than mom life. I so appreciated having Chris on here. It was amazing talking with him. I definitely want to talk to him more when I'm able to better focus here. I'm going to try and do a live stream again later today when my kids are not being so crazy. So, yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day, and I will talk to you